Okay, so let's get started now. So from today onwards, whoever want to practice on plural side, you can go to lab and meet Tanuja. So she will provide the credentials to you. 10:30 batch, you can also go, no problem. 10:30 to 12 is our class timing. After 12 to 3, you can practice. 3 hours, we are giving a free of cost, 3 to 3:30. Okay. And again, 3:34 evening batch, 7:30 p.m. batch will come 3 hours before to practice. Clear na? So your time slots are 12 to 3 or 4, your wish. Okay. Yeah. The reason, if you come to institute, then after complete the class, you can practice, right? That's what I'm giving. So let me create a server. So I'm taking t2.medium. Okay. So TT medium, and let's go to key is not required, and proceed without key. So go to instance here, security groups. We can inbound rule, we can edit inbound rule. So let's add here all traffic here. So anywhere IPv4, and we can save the rule. Okay. So let's connect a server now. Bye. Oh, instance types. Connect a server. Okay. Okay, guys. So we can m install docker-y. Oh, let me create a RDS first. We can do something. Sandbox. Cloud 1, 2, 3, guys. Let's give public access. So let's launch a database and go to server now. Connect the server already connected. So systemctl start Docker. Okay. Okay. So any doubts on yesterday's session? I hope most of you guys completed, right? So yeah. In today class, we can focus multi-stage Docker, multi-stage build. So in interview, guys, this question is definitely they will ask how you can optimize the Docker image. So we are using Docker for which purpose? Lightweight. So definitely your focus always your Docker image should be lightweight, right? Clear or not? That's what the intention is here. So what we can do here, for example, guys, the multiple stage Docker means our Java Spring Boot is there now. For example, Java Spring Boot. Okay. So we need what? Maven and Java, right or not? So if you can take a from Maven, so this Maven includes Java also, right or not? So first we can take a Maven and next is what? Copy the code and next is what? Build the package. So here jar file will create or not? So total how many instruction? 3 instruction. So build means which instruction run, right? To run this, we can add a run instruction. Clear na? So which result? You will get a jar file, right? You will get a jar file. Next is what? This jar should run. Okay, this jar file should run and copy the jar file where you want to run. And next is what? Run jar file. Now this entire process is single Docker file. You will get as one image. Clear na? This process we can do it a different way, multiple stage process. How we can do here? We can take from Maven as build. So we have to give as build. Now same, first is what here? Copy instruction or work dir, whatever you can give. And next is what here? Run instruction to build. Clear na? Build Maven. Which result here? Jar file will be generated, right? Jar file will be generated. And next, again, you can write here, copy as a build from copy hyphen from build. So whatever you build, right, this process, from the build, one jar file will be generated, right? Copy from build, this jar file, we can move into where you want to execute. Okay, and run jar file inside the CMD. If you do this activity, guys, your Docker image, consider this one only. This is internal activity. So we are taking this jar file from first build, right? This is second build. In the Docker, my screen is sharing or not? Yeah. In Docker, second build it will take as a final image. First build it will discard after generate a jar file. It will not append to the layers. Understand? But this process is what? Append all layers. This process not append all layers. This will result is what? Jar file will be generated. Now this will be discard. This jar file is input for your Docker file now. Understand? So this jar file is copy from into this directory and you can run the jar file. Clear what I'm trying to say? Each instruction background load like a layer. Understand? Here all layers inside you are including into the Docker image. But now here we are not including into the Docker image all layers. I need a jar file. First build will give a jar file. Second build as a image runner, main build. So second build will run input of the first build. So this image is a final image now, not this one. So now we'll get a less size of image. I'll show practical, you can understand now. Let's create a database. Okay, let's wait till complete the database part. Okay. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, database is available right now, right? So guys, in Java project, we follow some steps to build, right? First, backend, I'm talking about backend, not front end. So backend, what we follow the steps, guys? First, we created a Maven build. Okay, after created a Maven build, we'll get a jar file. Next, what you did, the jar file you have executed by passing the database environment variables, right? Or what you can do, you can hard code the inside the code. Let me show you. Yeah. So here, SRs inside, main inside, resource inside, application properties. Here, for example, if you hard code your credentials, username and password and endpoint, simply build and run only. You no need to pass your environmental variables, database name and username and password while runtime. But here, if you're not going to hard code, while running time, if you want to pass the variables, you can call these variables username, password, data source. So these three you can give input while running a jar file, right? So this is what we follow. Same instructions you can give in the Docker file inside. Understand? For example, let's go to here. Here Docker file is already there. Here Docker file 2 or 1. 1. Copy here. Let's go to VS Code. Okay, otherwise you can just create a one file here. Downloads Z or example. Yeah, anyway. So here I'm just can close. Here I'm adding a one file. So let's understand. Say Docker file. Name should be like this only. Now seeing this case, first what I'm taking here, Maven. Maven, we have a many versions. I'm taking this version. You can take any version also. I'll show that one also. Next is what? Set app as a work dir. Now copy dot dot. The the meaning is, here single dot is there na. This is source. Next dot is there na, destination. So if you give copy dot dot, also fine, or copy also fine, right? Either you can use this one or you can use double dot. Here double dot meaning is what? Copy current directory inside all the files. This is current single directory dot. Next dot is there na, into destination. Destination is what? App. But if you give only single dot here, it will not work. Understand? The reason source is okay, copy into where? This is individual layer. This is individual layer, right? Destination is not fixed. Again, you need to confirm here workdir app again. That's what here. Either you can give current directory app here or two dot. So first dot indicates source, second dot indicates destination. Either you can use like this or you can use like this. Clear na? Next is what? This is the command we ran, right? Ambient build time, right or not? So by taking a skip test means what? Now it is not going to connect a database. While running time connect a database. For example, if you not mention this profile active build skip, what will happen? Build time only it's trying to connect your database. At that time, the existing properties inside credentials are not hard coded, right? It will fail. What I'm saying, you just generate the package, but don't try to connect the database. At this time, you can skip that profile process. Later, I can run jar file by passing the database credentials and all. Okay, that's what here. This command already we execute manual, right? So when you execute this command, what you will generate? Jar file. See, jar file generated into where? Target folder, right? Whenever you can run MVN package or MVN install, jar file or R file will be created into target folder inside. See, MV dot target dot jar file name I don't know. That's what star dot jar. So I'm giving any jar extension jar file. Moving to where? App dot jar. Here again, Docker can understand this jar file can move into app dot jar. So name can convert into here app dot jar. Now my actual file name of jar file is what? App dot jar. Now jar file ready right till here. Okay. Now next focus is what? Run the jar file. Next focus is what? Run the jar file. But while running a jar file, this backend should connect to database, right? My backend code inside credentials are not hard coded, right? So my Docker file, I'm informing to my Docker file. So this is my environmental variable of host name. This is my username. This is my password. These three values will update into your code inside again. Clear na? While running time. So the meaning of these three, whatever copy code is there na, it will update and update the image. Clear na? Now run the jar file. It is going to connect. Clear everyone? So what changes I need to do now here? Yes. Let's go here. Database endpoint. Clear na guys? Next is admin. Yeah, password is same. So control A, control C. So you can change this Docker file. Clear na? So one more time we can check. Yeah, CUTA. Correct. So what we can do here? Commit the changes. Clear na? Let's clone this repository. HTTPS m install m install git-y. So git clone. So HTTPS, you can paste this one. ls cd java spring boot. Here what I can do, docker file 1 is there na. So before that I'm going to delete my actual docker file. Clear na? And later docker file 1 is there na. I'm going to rename as a docker file. Clear na? No? So the docker file name should be docker file, right? Otherwise you have to mention docker build -t current directory -f docker file name. Clear na here? One more time you can check endpoint is correct or not. CUTA 28. Correct only, right? So, okay. So systemctl status docker. Client and, okay. Docker version only we can give. So docker version. So client and server both up and running, right? So let's run now. Docker build -t. So I'm just giving Vera here. Dot. What is the port number of backend? 8404? Huh? 8084? We can check in the code inside also anyway. 8084. So Docker file is clear, right? Same, whatever instructions you have given manually, those instructions you can give inside the text file by giving a Docker instructions. That's it. If you are not understanding the Docker file, manually you can build again one more time and then compare with your Docker file. That's it. Guys, do I need to install Maven in my EC2 instance inside? Java inside my EC2 instance inside? No, everything managing by Docker itself only. Now I need just a server. I need a kernel hardware from the EC2 instance. Kernel is for hardware management. Hardware is for provide the resources to run a application. Clear na guys? Docker images. Images clear na? How to run now? Docker run -dt -p. What is the port number of backend? 8082 8084. So local host is 8082. Remote host is 8084. Vera. So Docker PS running or not? Clear na? So now you can see here. Let's go to here. Docker file 1. So when you run this process, guys, what is the size of the image? What is the size of the image? 1.26 GB, right? Let's remove the container. Docker rm. What is the container command? Copy, paste, -f. Same process I can build by using multi-build. Okay. So Docker ps -a. Nothing is there, right? Now you can check Docker images. 1.26 GB image is there, which include Maven and Java and all, right? Same process if we convert into multi-stage build. Okay, let me show here. This is the okay. So you can ignore this environmental variable common for everywhere, right? To compare easily. Hmm. Control A now. This is single stage. Clear? So coming to the multi-stage is what here? Let me move this. Hmm. And before that, let me remove this and all also. You will get some clarity. Expose not at all required to understand running on which. Okay, run application. This is single stage, right? Clear na? This is single stage. Single stage we can convert into multi-stage. So this part you can take as a single stage and this part you can take as a different stage. Okay. Let me show you here. Simple. We have to write here as a build only and copy time from build we have to add. That's it only. So here also you can remove everything. So I'm removing environmental variables. Okay. Everywhere is same this. Yeah. Hmm. Now you can see here. Clear now? First is what here? I'm taking here Amazon as a builder. So here what I did, work dear app, current directory enter, I'm copying into. Next is what? Build a image, build a jar file. Here jar file will create, right? Jar file will create. Now again I'm taking a Amazon image, Amazon character same image, JDK image. I need a Java ready to run. After Java, I'm taking a workdir app and copy is what here from builder app target jar app.var. So from builder means what? Previous build. This is previous build, right? From this previous build, copy and move it into your current image insert jar file. This is layer. This is complete layers. Okay. Insert the same environment only. And here, this jar file will be stored inside the Docker environment layer only. Now I'm copying from there and I'm going to start. So the meaning is now Docker consider this is only image now. This is already done, right? This activity already completed. It will not carry forward here. So this will append, this will not append. This is actual image now. But this image source is already built before stage of the, multi-stage, right? This is stage one. Stage one is work. Clear na? This stage one given the jar file to stage two. But stage one completed here. Stage one is completed here. Okay, stage one is completed here. Now, stage two is the source. Again, start from the Amazon Corretto 11 Alpine something JDK I'm directly taking. This JDK, why JDK I'm taking here? I don't want to run maven command here. I want to run just jar command only, right? So jar command means I need Java only. So I'm taking a Java image, and to run a jar file, jar is required, right? Jar is taking from where? From build app target. So guys, whenever you can run MVN clean package here, what will happen? One target folder will create, target folder inside, jar file will be created. So that's what I'm saying here. Builder means here, app means current directory app, right? App inside target folder will create, target folder inside .jar file will be generated because MVN clean package, take from there and move into it, rename as a app.jar file. Okay. Next is what? I'm going to run app.jar file by giving a java-jar. Clear? So now understand here. Now system consider this is actual image now. Stage 1 is discarded. Stage 1 just generate a var file and delete it. That is not carry forward into container inside. Container inside you want what? Jar file has to run, right? Maven is required inside the container. Inside the container, we are not executing any maven command, right? Only jar command. So guys, can I say simple logic you can understand? Can I run inside server manually this concept? Leave it for this, for example, leave it for the Docker file concept. This is my Docker file now to build my project. So before start this project, what do you want? Jar file. Inside server, can I build jar file and give a jar file input to my Docker file? Yes, that process, instead of doing manually, again, I'm taking one more Docker file for that process. I need my container contains what now here? Only jar file, not maven information. So, but coming to here, your container contains are what here? Maven plus, this container contains Maven plus Java plus Maven dependencies, Java dependencies in single image. But this image contains what? Only Java and jar file. Clear what I'm trying to say? Okay. So before image size is what here? 1.26 GB, right? Okay. So now vi Docker file. So I'm removing everything here. Copy. Okay. See now. So I'm taking here Maven to build. I'm taking here Java to run. That's it. So let's change the Control A, copy. Clear na guys? If I do any mistake, let me know. I'll copy paste and all. CUTA 28. Admin password update. Yeah. Docker build -t. So I'm just giving multi. Image name is multi. Multistage dot. See now again. Start from scratch again, right? This is completed. This is discarded now. Second stage will create a workdir app from the first stage output. After stage 1, stage 2 will start. Done. Now see here. Builder, copy, and this is the builder Maven, and again workdir app. From the builder result is copy into builder, and only here CMD is skipping right here. CMD will execute inside the container. Now check the Docker image. See the difference? 1.26 GB to 334 MB we have reduced the image by implementing the multi-stage. This is one of the interview question you have to explain. Okay, Docker file writing means they will not expect as it is write a Docker file. You can just write something here, Maven call. They will not expect Maven 3.9.9 iPhone Amazon core something. Just from Maven you can write like that only in the Docker file. Understand? So yeah. Docker run -dt -p 8084 80 jar file running or not? This is what in Docker file? Which instruction in the Docker file this is? CMD. Now tell me guys, jar file running is an interactive process or foreground or background? Foreground. So containers interact with this process always, right or not? So we can run this curl post command. Clear na? So where I have updated the records? Records stored into where now? RDS. Very good. So see why I'm using this. This is local host. This will connect. This will not connect directly RDS. First request will go to where? Container. Container to database. Clear na? See, container inside this environmental variables are there or not? When your request will come to container, this is redirecting into database. Which method I'm giving here? Which method I'm giving here? Post method. So post request will execute inside the backend code. So database will be store the records. So you can run get all also. '8082, right? See, getting the records or not? So Ravi 2020. Local host are also fine, or IP also are fine. So this is inside the server running local host means clear now. Now tell me my application is running inside the server or inside the container? Container. That's what we are giving a local host help here. Local host port here. Local host port is redirecting into container. Container is redirecting into your database. So the architecture is like this only. Okay. So this is my backend server. Backend server inside running a container. Clear na? So request will go to first where? Backend server and container to RDS. So that's what local host is helping here. In server public IP. You can use private IP also. Request is internally redirected, right? Into local host port. This local host port Whenever you can give, well, container time, that meaning is what? This container can accept this port only with IP. So I have given 8082. So public IP 8082, if you hit, this is redirecting into container, container to RDS. Application is running inside the container, right? Into RDS. Clear na? Correct, correct. Stage 2, we need only run Java, jar file. In this case, you need to install Java. That's what I'm taking Java image, JDK image. You can see which image I'm taking also, I'll show you. M list Java. You can see here, if it is a Java 11, if you can take Java 11, Amazon Corretto 8664, right? So here in my Docker file inside, I'm taking like this. Amazon Corretto 11, 11 JDK. All fine means what here? So the Docker, whoever developed these images, they're taking a lightweight images as a base images. Okay. All fine. And let me show you here on the Docker Hub. We can search directly here from where the which image it is calling. For example, this is there na Maven 3.9.9. Let me show you. Git Maven. Go to the tags here. So you can mention here 3.9.9, right? See 3.9.9. And which one? 3.9.9 Amazon Corretto, right? You can see, enter. So which one I'm taking here? 11. This is 17, this one. Clear na? You can click on it. See this Docker file developed by someone, maybe Docker providers or someone. So we are calling this image means someone already developed this image, right? Understand or not? You are using Python image means someone already developed a Python. How? They have taken a base image. On top of the base image, they have installed a Python and it will create a Python image. They will push the Python image into Docker Hub. Now you are using that. Understand? Same like Terraform modules are there. Now someone developed push into Terraform repository. We are using, right? Same. Any questions? Okay. So guys, so far we discussed these command instructions, right? From instruction to pull the base image, run instruction to execute a commands inside the local, okay, and cmd instruction to work inside the container. Entry point I'll discuss. Work dir to set a work directory. Copy command to copy the files. So guys, add command also there. Add command we can use to call the source location from different endpoint. For example, copy command only support copy the files from the current directory inside the server repository only. For example, your source endpoint is exist into a different GitHub or anywhere. So you can call by using add command. Understand? Expose command is what? Just it will give the information of the Docker container is running on which port. Environment is to set what environmental variables you want to set. We already discussed, right? env, 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 env. These are the pass the environmental variables to your source code to execute inside the container. Control F. Okay. So let's discuss how to push image into Docker Hub or Docker Hub repository. And we have a ECR also, Elastic Container Registry, how to push these images into ECR and all also we discuss. For example, you can see this is add directory. Okay, add means what? I'm taking a app jar tar file from where? Some different location. But this copy command not work here. Understand what I'm trying to say? Copy command only support copy the file from current directory. But if you want to copy the file from GitHub repository, then you should use add instruction. For example, you can take this one. So this is clear, right? Okay. So VA Docker file. So front end code, you guys can easily write Docker file, right? Only Python only, right? You can take directly Python, install dependencies, run Python 3 app.py. Systemd is not required. It's interacting already container inside, right? You can, if you want, you can, but not required. The reason why container inside, you don't do anything. Understand? Container as activity, start and leave it only. But in the server inside system you are using to start, status, stop, and all, we can easily do it, right? But container inside, nothing to do anything. Run and leave it only. Application continues to run inside the container until the process will kill. Now, for example, tar file located into where? Something GitHub repository inside. This tar file is moving into app directory inside. Docker build -t. So I'm just giving an add. Image name is add. This instruction is add instruction to understand, right? Guys, take care if anyone send any messages on my name and all. Okay, take care. Huh? Don't send anything. So I want to log in a container. What is the command? Docker and -it. No, no. Can I run and log in also, right? Huh. Docker and -it. Add. We have 60 seconds time only, guys. Sleep time. See, ls jar file is there or not? GitHub insert jar file downloaded into app directory inside because of add instruction. So in interview, they may ask difference between copy instruction, add instruction. Copy supports only current directory files can copy into the destination. Add can copy from anywhere. GitHub also. Very important. Difference between run instruction and CMD instruction. Run can execute local executable command at the time of Docker build only. CMD can run execute inside the container at the time of Docker run only. Clear now? So Docker CMD only execute at the time of Docker run only, not build. Okay. So Docker images. So guys, how to push this image into Docker Hub repository, your Docker Hub repository, or ECR. We have a artifact tool in AWS, ECR, Elastic Container Registry, ECR, Elastic Container Registry. Here you can create a one repository. Repository name should be like a your image name. Okay. So my image name is add image is there na. Otherwise, let's check different images. Huh. Veera image is there na. So what I can do here, I can create on the name of Veera. So nothing to do anything, just create a repository. Clear na guys? And here, what you need to do, you can store your images into ECR repository inside. The Jenkins pipeline or GitLab pipeline or GitHub Actions pipeline, when it will build the image, next build time existing image will be deleted. Understand? Otherwise, resources will be consumed quickly, right? Multiple images are built multiple times. If any code changes will come now, existing image will be delete and new image will be created. Existing container will be killed, new container will be created. Why? All containers run on same port, right? If you keep previous container, previous code is there in that. You should kill first and a new code container you can start. Otherwise, conflict will come. That's what kill options we are giving in the GitHub Actions in the Java Spring Boot area. But images deleted into server inside, not in ECR inside. So ECR inside, you can keep all the images can store into as an artifact tool. Artifact is what now? CSCD. One of the CSCD is what? Continuous integration, continuous delivery. Images you can deliver here. Whenever you can record, you can deploy. Clear now what I'm trying to say? Hmm. So now click on this repository. Here you can see view push commands now. These commands you need to execute inside the server now. First command is what? Get easier get login. Copy. What is the issue, guys? Unable to locate credentials. ECR, sorry, EC2 unable to communicate ECR. What could be the reason? Role. IAM role required, right? You can give ECR permissions also. ECT to ECR. What I need to do? Attach this role to. Now run the command. Login succeeded. So EC to ECR is communicating. Next is what here? Go to ECR again. Next command is what? Docker build -t Veera. Already image build, right? Ignore this. Image already available on the Veera name. Next is what? You have to tag this image. Now Docker images, if you can see, my image tag is this ECR endpoint. Why? If you push directly, this request should go to where? This account inside, this region inside, ECR service inside, right? That's what we are tagging. If you give Docker push only where it will go? That's what tagging here. Tagging will help to add an address to where it will push. All layers, these are. Okay. Now go to ECR, close, refresh, click on this. This is repository. Repository inside your latest image is there. This is the image. And also guys, uh, we can scan this image also here. Image scanner. Scan. Any vulnerabilities are there for this image? Any risk factor is there? Like we have used already SonarQube for the code scanner, right? This is image scanner. We can use third-party tool also, Trivi. We'll discuss. Yeah. So you can see these are the issues in the vulnerabilities, but no critical anyway. So the different team is that they can understand only this one and all. Okay. Security team. So vulnerability team. So we are using directly GitHub public resource in the image. This is not recommended. So these are the not recommended. Something, the layers, whatever you are using the Docker file, these are the risk factors, but nothing is there in the critical. All are just a high and medium level only, low level only. Clear, na? So this is way how to push image into ECR repository. So guys, you can create your Docker Hub account now. You can push this image into your Docker Hub account also. So how to create a Docker Hub account? So Docker Hub sign up. You just go for this process. Give email ID, username, password. That's it. Only 3 entries. Username, password, and work email. That's it. So this is my Docker account, guys. So like this, you can also create and log in. So you can push your images into Docker images into here also. Clear now? So everything is there here in the material. See image push, how to push in ECR and your repository also. Clear now? So you have to tag your name, use username here. So if you run push command based on the username, it will go into your repository. Clear now? So first what you need to do? Docker login first. Username. This is my email ID of this Docker link up with. Or you can give Viran Arni also there. Okay. Login succeeded. Now you can push your these images into your Docker Hub login. Before ECR login done, now my account login done. Now first what I need to do, I need to tag my image. So tag command is what? Docker tag, which image and username image. Clear na? So I can tag here, Docker tag, which image you want to push. For example, my end, multi-stage image is here na? Copy, multi-stage. And now you can give username is what here? You can give username here. So Veera Narni. Now give multi-stage like this. Clear na? So I'm going to tag which image? This image. As which tag? This tag. Why? If you run a push command, it should be address required, right? Image. That's what. Now Docker images. Docker push. Clear na? Go to your account. Same process. You can create a multi-stage repository first. There you can push. First you have to create repository name should be image name. Multi-stage here you can give. Clear na? So now click here, view push commands, execute, push. See, 1 minute ago, multi-stage is push. Pull also same. Whatever command you are giving push, just give pull. Image is up to date in your end. So Docker host is saying image is already there in your end. No need to pull. You can use, this is my Docker hub only. If it is a public na, your image anyone can use. Same like a Git repository, guys. If Git repository is public, your code anyone can use, right? Like this only. If it is a private, authentication is required while calling time. That's what I have given authentication now, right? Docker login, username, password. Login succeeded only, you can pull or push. So practice these instructions. So practice these instructions here, from instructions, run instruction. Guys, can I do this process? I'm taking Maven, right? Can I take Ubuntu and install Maven? Yes. From Ubuntu, install Maven, workdir app, copy that app, like that. Here also you can take, instead of jar file, take any OS, Ubuntu or CentOS. Inside the CentOS or Ubuntu, you can install jar file. You can call. Clear na? So we can take MySQL container also. MySQL image directly. See, we are creating MySQL 8.0, right? Database RDS. So we have seen already DB and RDS. Sorry, RDS we have seen. DB and EC also we have discussed, right? Now DB and container, right or not? But DB and container is not recommended to store any application details. DB and container we can use for logging purpose. Logs can store, EFK stack, Elasticsearch and all we can use. But real application data, we are not supposed to use DB and container. This is lightweight, right? So we have to focus volumes. Now, backend code is running, right? inside the container. We no need to focus on volume storage and all. Why? It's application only. No data will be stored into inside the container. But when you create a container, database as a container, we have to provide the volume, right? Otherwise, database information will be stored into where database storage, right? If database storage, you have to focus on the container side. We have to create a volumes. We have to attach a volumes to container, static volumes, dynamic volumes, concepts will come. Okay. But these concepts are not required for stateless. Stateless means what? Front and back end applications. We no need to take care of state. The reason container can delete anytime. Container can create anytime. Nothing to worry. All containers create from the same image, right? It will come same container only, same code only. But when come to database, if database delete and create, what will happen? State is very important, right? 10 users information stored in the database. After database deleted, database should create with 10 users again. Otherwise, what will happen if anyone trying to log in, your information is not stored in the not there in the database, it will throw an error. Clear na? Even for example, RDS database, if it will delete again, standby will act as a master. Standby inside already this data will be stored. Replica inside already this data will be stored. But Debian container, no standby, no replica. We have to take care everything like a Debian EC2. But difference is what? Debian EC2 to Debian container. Debian EC2 is more weight, Debian EC2 less weight. Many dependencies are there on the Debian EC2. Here very less dependencies are there on the Debian container. But Debian EC2 somewhat easy than Debian container to do some configurations, right? Snapshot options, EBS options. At least AWS can take care something in the background. But Debian container 100% you have to take care. Container backup, container standby, container read replica, container volumes, container security, everything you have to take care. That's what 100% database is not on container. Database is always on AWS or Azure or GCP if it is a cloud related projects. Otherwise on-premises database. Clear? So can I say now, so my front end, this is front end container connect to back end container. Back end container connect to RDS. Clear na? So earlier we discussed what? In place of container directly application running on EC2. Now application is not running on EC2. Application running inside the EC2 inside the container. This is front end container. Whatever projects we discussed earlier on the EC2, we are going to focus same projects on again container inside. This is for front end. So this is back end. So front end container is front end code is there. Back end container, back end code is there. So front end will communicate to back end container. Back end container communicate to RDS. This is a process containerization platform. Virtualization platform means what? No containers. Application directly run inside the EC2. Clear? Online team clear everyone? No, you can push different tags. Version 1, version 2, version 3. Yeah. Any questions from anyone? So if you ask me to run this Docker file also, we can run. But it will throw an error. mkdir. Yeah. Sudo su hyphen mkdir MySQL directory I'm creating, cd MySQL. Inside I'm creating a Docker file for MySQL. So now you can see environmental variable mandatory for MySQL, right? So I'm taking MySQL 8.0, right? So you are taking MySQL instance. Inside MySQL instance, you are giving your username, password. This is for root username, root password. This is database. This is normal username. This is normal password. Clear na? Here total 2 passwords are there. If user is a root, this is the password. If user is a normal user, this is the password. So guys, this MySQL given by Docker Hub registry, right? You can go to Docker Hub here. You can give MySQL only, simple. So this is the official image of MySQL. And here, they're preparing a MySQL image. So for example, you can take 8.0. Anything is fine. You can take 8.0, for example. They're preparing a MySQL image. But they haven't hard-coded any username, password, hostname, right? If they hard-coded, what will happen? It's their database only, not our database, right? Simple, our Java Spring Boot project also, we haven't hard-coded inside the code any database credentials. We are passing from env variables. In this case, this image anyone can use, right? By passing their details. If they hard-coded the username password, that no one can use, only they can use who created, their credentials only. Understand? And important thing you need to understand here. See here. Environmental variables. They have passed this environmental variables. They have passed this environmental variables into this one. MySQL username. Yeah, you can see. Root password environmental variable is what? MySQL root password. You should use the same keyword in your Docker file inside. If you give different name, your password is not going to update inside the Docker file image. Understand? For example, my Java Spring Boot inside, I'm giving the env variable Spring data source URL. The Spring data source URL is there inside the code, but there dot is there. It will convert automatically Java Spring Boot. So this name, you should use the same inside the code. Otherwise, this value unable to pass, right or not? So what they're using in the Docker file inside, MySQL root password. While passing the value to MySQL root password, you can use the same name. If you give, for example, only MySQL R capital, O small, O capital, T small, means key name does not exist inside the Docker file inside. So you are unable to pass your root password. Clear what I'm trying to say? Okay. So these are the environmental variables. So MySQL user should be like this only. MySQL password should be like this only. Why? They're using inside the Docker file creating time. Database name should be like this. You have to create key names. These are not values. Values you are passing. Okay. Yeah. Now guys, you can see if I run this Docker file, will it fail or not? It will fail. Copy command will fail, right? Okay, let me execute anyway. Docker build -t MySQL. Fail. init.sql copy command you have given init.sql is not there inside the current directory. So what we can do, you can add init.sql. I think here I have added something you can add here. vi init.sql. You can add any script your wish, just to test only. This script is going to execute inside the init script inside the MySQL. And after that, MySQL D is what? System D. MySQL D. Systemctl MySQL D is a system D. You can start the MySQL D server background. That's what we are using CMD inside. Done, right? Now you can see here Docker images. MySQL image prepared, right? 13 seconds ago. How to run as a container? Docker run -dt, no port, right? MySQL dot Docker ps container is what will happen? Docker ps -a. 9 seconds ago, this is exited. Okay. Docker logs. Okay. Let me Docker container logs. Paste. So line name, okay, user local bin docker entry point dot sh cannot execute is a directory. Okay. MySQLD. So somewhere this is not executing cmd command. Init.sql is correct only. Entry point init.db.d. This is init.dd inside. So this is copying inside and MySQLD. Correct only, right? Entry point dot sh cannot execute is a directory. User local bin docker entry point dot sh. Let's give like this. Again, Docker build -t Docker images. Okay. Docker run -dt. Okay. So it's running fine now. So inside directory .sh file will be there. That's what I have given star here. Okay. Now, how to log in a container? Docker exec -it container ID. You are inside of container only, right? Next, you should log in into where? MySQL client. Understand? So DB and EC2. You are inside of EC2 only. If you want to work with DB, connect to MySQL client, right? Now you are inside of the container only. If you want to log in as a database, MySQL -u root -p. What is the password I have given here? Cloud123. Clear na? Show databases. Test database created. So you can use test show tables. Okay, maybe table not created. Only just columns only created, I think. Empty set. Clear na guys? Oh. Exit means again container inside. Again exit host. Okay. So this is the way you practice guys. Docker files, Python Docker file, Spring, Java Docker file, Node.js Docker file, MySQL Docker file, all the instructions. So tomorrow I'll show the difference between CMD and entry point for the first 15 minutes, and then we can start any front end. Can you write front end Docker file for the Spring Boot today? You can write and test the project. Hmm? What to do if storage of EC2 get full? Aman, what to do increase it? Right or not? Hope performance requirements open instance type increase. Storage requirements EBS volume you can increase. Hardware virtualization completely taking care by AWS only. Clear na guys? So Docker only you guys can focus till write a Docker file and push the image only. Docker networking, Docker volumes, Docker compose and all okay. But we are using Kubernetes. Kubernetes source is just a Docker image only. Don't require any Docker network, Docker compose, Docker swarm, Docker volumes, not at all required. Understand? So my suggestion, focus till here only Docker. If you focus different networking and all, useless. Docker network we are not using anywhere in the real time. Docker volume also we are not using. When we project is on Kubernetes, Kubernetes only need Docker image. Your custom image, backend image ready, right? Give to Kubernetes. Kubernetes will run as a pod, including Kubernetes networking, Kubernetes volume, Kubernetes, everything will take care. Not Docker now. Clear na? Are you clear, guys? Online team. So please practice then. So if you are having any doubts, let me know. Bye.